What's going on, Knuckleheads? GKM Gaming here with another LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed video for you. And today, I'm bringing you something I haven't done in a while, but it used to be my bread and butter. I'm bringing you a character, a unit review, right? I haven't done one in a while. Honestly, I think the Space Reworks was the last time I really started doing some character analysis or unit analysis about what different units do. But today, there's a unit who's come back into the game. Obviously, he's having a brick pace event right now. He's the king of the chill team. I just unlocked him, the Yeti. And Yeti is a very, very cool, pun intended, unit that I happen to like a lot. So the cool thing about Yeti, before we really get into his abilities or anything, is he's got some great synergies with the chill team, especially when it comes to Dizzy. He does literally a ton of damage when you have him on the right squad. Downside is, if it's a straight chill team, he is a taunting attacker, similar to Princess Storm. It's not that he's not capable of tanking, especially now that you have Commander Cold and Kelvin helping him out, giving him that damage reduction and that damage immunity. But, I mean, the big problem I saw with the chill team was they're not good on defense, partially because Kelvin's AI is garbage, but also because Yeti is their main source of damage. And you don't want your main source of damage to be taking hits. Like, alright, with Princess Storm, I can kind of see how it works on a castle team, right? Like, Magisto heals her, gives her payback, she taunts, uses that payback with the taunt to kind of grow her stacks of courage and build up for that big AoE hit. I get it on Storm. It makes sense to me for Princess Storm to have a taunt a little bit more, especially now that I've maxed out the unit and I've been using her, and you're going to see Princess Storm in future videos that I'm going to do and how her taunt kind of works. With Yeti, I mean, he gets payback with it. It doesn't really work for me. And with Princess Storm, she's taunting, but it's like, you also got Burnibus, you got Jester Go-Go, heck, you might even have Basil the Batlord on that team. You have other guys soaking up the damage. With Chill, this is just not the case. A lot of us were hoping for a Santa Master Event figure that you might have had to use the Chill team for to unlock. But, and that he would have been a tank, but that's not really what's happening. But let's deep dive into his abilities. So his basic is phenomenal. He has a pretty decent attack stat from my understanding. But the basic is pretty cool. 100% damage to a target foe, 70% chance to inflict grit down 2, which is really good when you're trying to get those dizzies on people. And there's a 50% chance to do a bonus attack. So he could get 2 attacks. Like, he's got a 50% chance to just get a bonus attack. Right? So he's got a 50% chance to do 200% damage on his basic. And this is an attacker, and this is an attacker who slaps. Right? So he can mess you up a little bit. I definitely like the basic. I think it's one of the best parts of Yeti. Now we have Special 1. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Hate it or love it. The underdog's on top. Deals 80% damage, AoE to all foes, and he gains taunt. I love that it's an AoE, right? Can't get enough AoEs. AoEs are great for chipping down people, getting through stealth, getting around taunts. Love it. Taunt for 2 turns. If he was a tank and his function was to tank, sure. But because the chill team, it's like it's him and Zane are the only real big outputs of damage, it's kind of hard for me to want him to be tanking, especially that no one else can tank. Like I said, with Storm, it makes sense. There's other people that can tank, they can toss it back and forth. Doesn't really work for me with Yeti. But it has a 60% chance for chill heroes to gain attack up 2 for 2 turns. On a critical hit, Yeti also gains payback for 2 turns, which is going to be more common than you think to get that crit off, because it is an AoE. So you have 5, if you're up against a big wave, 5 or 6 chances to get a crit. It only takes 1 crit to get that payback off, especially if you have what's it called? Zane is putting vulnerable on people. So Zane is kind of setting him up. If you get that vulnerable on with Zane right away, you follow up with the Yeti taunt. One, that's going to be a guaranteed crit. You're going to get that guaranteed payback. 60% chance for everyone else to gain attack up. Kind of makes up for that, hey, nobody else does that much damage. It makes Zane a pretty powerful attacker when he has attack up too. It makes Yeti even more powerful, and it gives Kelvin and Cold a little bit more oomph. I think a big problem is though that Aurora just does so little damage. It's kind of hard to have she's not a what am I looking for? She's not a Cook Bart where he slaps and he also heals, and that's why Bucks were so good for so long. Special 2, everybody loves Special 2. This thing hits so hard. 150% damage to a target foe, 50% bonus damage if the foe has 1 or more debuffs. They only have to have 1 or more debuffs, and he's doing 200% damage. 200% damage! That means he can get 200% damage on that basic, and he can get 200% damage on that special, guaranteed if they have a debuff. That's a big hit. He gets like some 5-6k hits on that. Probably more now that they're up to Gear 7, but when it was Gear 6, level 50, I was seeing some 5-6k hits from him. If the foe has Grit Down, it also inflicts max health down too. You're taking away 30% of their health when you inflict max health down, which is really, really good, especially when you're kind of relying on like a Zane AoE or maybe like an Aurora tap to pick people off. So this is a good ability, and as we see with the basic, Grit Down, he's got a 70% chance to inflict Grit Down. Now we take a look at the passive. Love the passive because there is a lot of synergy with everyone else in the Cold team, and then it also brings in other units that could synergize with that Chill team too. So it deals 100% bonus damage on foes inflicted with Dizzy. Whenever a Chill hero attacks a foe inflicted with Dizzy, that hero increases their pep by 10%. So that's kind of cool that whenever a Chill hero, he gives pep to other Chill heroes, especially if you're running it with Ice Station Odyssey, which I kind of don't recommend. I think you should be running Chill. If you're going to run straight Chill, you should be running them with Glider. But he does give that little bit of pep whenever they attack a foe with Dizzy. But the 100% bonus damage on a foe inflicted with Dizzy, if you have a foe with Dizzy, this basic just became 400%. Right? The basic just became 400% if you get both hits off. This big hit just became 300% if you get a debuff on someone. Oh wait, they have a debuff. They have Dizzy. So this is now a 300% hit. All of a sudden, you see that Yeti has some insane damage multipliers. But he's the flagship. He's the face of the Chill team. Being the face, you have to have an ultimate, and his ultimate is awesome. 120% AoE damage, gotta love it. All foes inflicted with Dizzy are inflicted with stun. If you can, okay, I know some people are not like for the Argenta Chill team thing, but if you're running him with Argenta, so to speak, Argenta puts out an AoE, bam, everybody gets some Dizzy. I'm gonna follow it up with a Yeti's ultimate. I've timed it out perfectly. Bam. This ultimate, because everybody has Dizzy, is now doing 220% damage AoE. And everybody is now gonna be stunned. Oh, also, they're gonna be inflicted with Debilitate. So when they come out of that stun, or while they're trying to come out of that stun, guess what? Zane AoE, Debilitate, all your pep goes back down to 0. Pah! All foes not inflicted with Dizzy have a 100% chance to be inflicted with Debilitate. So basically, they're guaranteed getting Debilitate whether they have Dizzy or not. If they have Dizzy, they're going to get stunned and debilitated, and they're going to take 220% damage. That's what I'm saying. People do not sleep. I know Argenta is not as... It's kind of like running Redbeard, not Forbidden Island. he doesn't serve the same role. He's not the super machine gun, high damage dealing guy, but he's useful. And I think when you start to think about, hey, maybe I want to start running Argenta with this chill team. Maybe the chill team isn't really just that chill tag. Something to think about. Something to really think about. It's up to you how you want to run it. Obviously, there's a lot of good other options. I've heard Magisto, because Magisto has the AoE that could put out Dizzy on his ultimate. I don't think it's as consistent a Dizzy, I gotta look at the percentages, as Argenta's. And then I've also heard people using Chef, because Chef gives everybody speed up, and Chef kind of gives them that heal that they need. I really do actually like Chef for the chill team, because Aurora's got a big single target heal, which is great. And Kelvin's got that passive heal, which it could be okay. I haven't really seen it be... It's okay. I don't think it's great, the passive heal, but I do think it's okay. But you do need... If you can get somebody like Argenta where you're AoE dizzying folk, and then you're following up with this Yeti ultimate, you're gonna devastate people. I think the big downside to Yeti is the AI doesn't favor him. The AI on the chill team, particularly with Kelvin, really does not favor this unit. But he is a really cool unit, and I really do like Yeti. I'm going to try to use this event. I'm actually probably going to max out my cold. I'm 125 tiles away from 7-star in cold, and I really want to get my ghost unlocked at 6-star. So I'm probably going to put all of my event currency to cold, but I'm going to do 2 energy refreshes. I'm going to try to get Yeti to at least 5.5 stars, and maybe look to get him 6 or 7 stars the next time the event comes around in a few months. So he's definitely a good unit, and honestly, I'm not going to farm him now, and this is the 3rd time in a row I've passed up on using my event currency for Yeti. The first time it didn't really seem like that big a deal to have him. Second time I really wanted to get Aurora for a city team, which, that fell on its face. And this time I know why I want cold. I want to get my Ghost unlocked at 6-star, because Ghost is a cornerstone of all my teams right now. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you today, Knuckleheads. Please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell for some notifications, and as always, remember to knuckle up.